It's a lovely September evening, and as promised I thought I'd better put another video on of how the trial fields are looking today, since it's about a week since I did the last one. Realised that I haven't done anything covering our miscellaneous collarettes and water lily types. So here we are. In the background against the wall is our mixed border that I've been trying to establish over a number of years, incorporating shrubs, perennials, dahlias and garden chrysanthemums, hardy chrysanthemums. A bit behind on maintenance on it this year, but it's just starting to come into its own. And then we've got Blue Bayou, Bishop of Llandaff in front, one of our own raisins, Hadrian's Sunlight, very bright yellow and very black foliage. Honker Red, and another of our introductions from last year, Hadrian's Sunset. Lovely foliage on that one, very black and quite ferny cut. And yeah, you'll pick up my shadow. Both the Hadrian's Sunlight and Hadrian's Sunset were seedlings of Twinings after 8. Me and Pearl, raising of Ken stocks, which has been awarded an AGM for compact grower, very free flowering. This year's new one of our own, Hadrian's Midnight. But if I want to fit all of this in, it'll be a flying trip round the fields. I begin to wish I had one of those drones. And the water lilies, Kilburn glowing. Christopher Taylor, good old reliable variety. Now it's in the shade, it's going to sleep. Might get a few of the butterflies that are on these flitting by as we go through. Palm Howden, looking better than I've seen it for a few years. Edwin Sunset in front. Glory Van Heemstede. Coming back into where the sun's shining, we've got Gwyneth, Sam Hopkins behind, and some Taratahi Ruby and Carolina Moon. So most of the varieties are all showing a bit of colour now. A few a bit late. The pink pattern perk and pattern perk are generally about sort of 10-14 days, well, it's about 10 days behind everything else. There we have some of our chrysanth stock, what we call our rested stock. So we're basically growing these to, for the roots. We will of course let them flower, make sure all the varieties are correct, check them for health, etc. But we're not growing them as a commercial cutting crop, and we're not growing them to really show. It's after the roots that we're after. But they've come on really well over the last few weeks. So this is just like one of our plots that we have. Go through, hole in the hedge. And obviously getting dark now, a lot of shadow cast by the hedge. The medium decks, cactus. And the small and miniature deck, small and miniature deck and cactus, and small miniature ball at the far end. These have come on an awful lot since last time I've shot these. Berwick Wood. It's hard to think that last week there was hardly any colour on this section. They were all just breaking bud. Nice bed of Kenora Sunset with Kilburn Fiesta in the background. Hillcrest Candy, Grenador Pastel. And just beyond the Hillcrest Candy you've got Hillcrest Royal. Val's Candy, to the end there, and then one that always gets everybody excited, Canora Wow. A few Marston George, Blight and Romance. Quite a few whites there planted for cut flower. Brian's Dream, Barbary Pip, Andrea Lawson, which to be honest we had actually dropped from the catalogue this year for 2017, but I don't think I've ever seen that look as good. Megan Dean in the background, Abby, which you never get that through as a miniature ring, and then the small miniature cactus. Arete Bliss a little bit later than some of the other ones. Ruskin Myra. Ruskin Marigold. Kilmorey, one of the earliest on our fields. One of my favourite little dahlias, Rycroft Pixie. And Sue's Kilmorey with Western Spanish Dancer behind. So hopefully that will give you a bit of an idea of the colour, and over the far end you can see the water lilies and collarette field that we've just been on. Quick update on our trial area. Hadrian's Midnight again. Katie's Velvet now flowering. Pegwell Dan. Very strong plants, just a bit late. Clearview Daniel. Sherwell Linnet. Our seedlings, butterflies flying everywhere on them. Problem is with butterflies, you then get caterpillars. Well, these collarette seedlings of ours have certainly given a nice show, welcoming show, dare I say, for people that are coming in to have a look. And we have had quite a few people around the fields today. A good block of Parkland Rave, Pearson's Bend just beyond that. Nighthawk is on trial from America. And our Roger Turrell, which I'm very pleased with how that stood up after, bear in mind none of these have got covers, and we've had about 15 hours of rain, or since yesterday. So that's standing, I would say, very well. And if it's possible to see the back of the flower, bearing in mind these have been against each other as well, you know, so yeah, like a little bit of marking on the back, but blimey, compared with some, Corson Bill and Pulverton Christabel. And then we have this very nice pink Sefton Silver Top coming down the bottom. That's Greenway Zoe. The Lemon Sport that we tried off Bill Franklin last year, Sherwell Goldcrest, or Oakwell Goldcrest it came from. Oakwood Goldcrest, sorry. Haley Jane. And one hopefully for next year. Which is one of Gordon Hodgson's seedlings, Westerton Reserve. This is Sefton Silver Top. I love the colour of this. Lovely blush pink with sort of like darker margins. And you might recall seeing our block of Zorro. Look at them now. Silver City, our white Alvas, Kenora, Valentine, and yes, there'll be many people saying they're late, but we are in the north of England and not busy trying to get everybody's orders out, that these always get put in late. It was stopped on the 16th of June. Amari Gold. I don't think they're bad blooms either for being outside in all that rain. Jean Shaw, Vasio, Megos with Spartacus, Deleco, Jupiter. That's Clearview Zundance buds coming out just there. Westerton Lillian. Come back along. Hoping I've still got enough time on this. Our Fairway Pilot, a little bit late, but I'm really pleased with how that's looking. Well, the whole of the Giants are looking so much better than I've seen them for a number of years now. What have we got here? Le Feu de Soleil. Am I going to have any for Harrogate? Yes, I think we should be okay. Normandy Wedding Day. We'll put some very, very rough covers up on these today, and I mean rough. Using basically what we had, bits of material we had lying around. There was no planning on it. Just try and do something. Bonaventure. Now they're up to my shoulders. Had a problem with it earlier on, not enough stock, but I'm hoping those all come through the winter okay. What else have we got? Kenora Macop. Where are we at for those? For Harrogate, 12 days, 11 days time roughly. They're coming out thick and fast now. And then we've got the chrysanths. And an area that I could potentially cover, but like haven't covered, although we are planning to do something over the blooms this week. They are so late with us. Had problems, deer got in. Hence the reason these are so short, because they munched all the tops off. Got all the sprays, singles, doubles all in here. New one for this year, Rosie Little, registered by Rod Fox, named after his granddaughter. One of my favourite varieties, because I remember this when I was a kid, Chatsworth, lovely bronze. Well, the sprays are all just starting to come out now. To be honest, I never thought they'd get to look like this, the way they were about 6-8 weeks ago. But they have picked up remarkably. And then you have it, a very quick tour around all of our fields. And the car park. And one shot of Brinterfell just coming out.